So I'm watching the Crown Jewel kickoff. Triple H in the ring, speaking with Michael Cole, and he said, "Any more questions?" And the crowd screams NXT, and he says, "I'll talk to Sean." And automatically, my mind is like, "Oh, so Crown Jewel is going to end up being this weekend. It's going to end up becoming like a 2 day event eventually." I just have a feeling because to have those, it just makes sense when you think about it. It just makes sense. So it's all about when. So the crowd starts yelling WrestleMania and Riyadh. And I'm waiting for the response because it could go either way. And I'm sitting there just improv, like, he should say, like, damn, you guys won it all, one at a time. He says, WrestleMania, yes, WrestleMania will be in Las Vegas, which basically saying, you mofos get WrestleMania anytime soon. It's probably because the audience may not be big enough, man. The WrestleManias are like huge, and the audience just may not be there. I don't know. It's just it's hilarious. Yes, WrestleMania will be in Las Vegas. We gave you mofos a museum. Now you have the crown jewel belts, and now you want WrestleMania. Who else do you want? You want Tiffy time? We want it. We want it. Tiffy time. Tiffy time. So Bad Blood. Uh, I'm booking this match. Booking this match. If I'm booking this card, let's start with KO and Randy. I will say Kevin Owens, or the match may not even finish. Just to buy them a little time for next month, or for the actual end of, because they have Survivor Series and December, right? Because everything right now kind of leads to Royal Rumble, so they may need, to stretch out the storyline. So maybe there is no winner. Um, so I'd either go that way or KO, with Randy's back being part of the mythos that Triple H spoke about in the previous week. So maybe he injures him that bad and puts him out for a while. You know, um, but either way, I'd probably, pen it that way with KO on top, because, it's leading to, it's supposed to be leading to something with he and Cody, which I kind of just think this is a lame storyline, um, in general. And it just all goes back to them not pushing a lot of people, or, moving people up the ladder to fight Cody. I mean, because realistically, you could have split up, um, or just actually, A Town Down, right? This could have been the tear in their relationship if you take Theory and you build Theory up to go up against Cody and Riyadh. And of course, as per usual, what's her face is going to fuck it up. And that will be the final straw and the final tear in that relationship. So at least someone else is getting pushed, other than, KO and what's his. Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought for a second there in my own mind. Like, wait a minute, no. But yeah, so it shouldn't be KO. KO and Cody should not be feuding. It's stupid, as far as I'm concerned. Because he needs, especially with the bloodline, all the stuff going on, you need as many people on your side as possible. And the way they're making Kevin Owens as erratic and childish over, what is supposed to be business or was best, or just watch the play, whatever. I spent too much time talking about that, so now I'm going to move on. Bloodline tag battle. I would just let this go in chaos. Introduce Hikuleo. Um, and we don't know if Rock is showing up or whatever. But just, because it's supposed to really set up Survivor Series at the end of the day. So maybe there shouldn't be a winner, or if there's going to be a winner, basically just chaos. So if New Bloodline wins, it's through, unscrupulous, reasons as to why they win, or there just is no winner in general, and it's just mad chaos that just ensues. Where, and I doubt that they do this, where you'd have Nick Aldis and Adam Pierce come out and, determine, hey, this is going to Survivor Series. But we already know this is going to Survivor Series. It's just right now, who are the pieces? So I'm still expecting my Rock heel turn at Survivor Series, but that's just me and how I book things. So yeah, I wouldn't even have a definitive winner, or it'd just be something crazy that would happen that would New Bloodline would win. But so that all leads into Survivor Series, just mayhem throughout the whole thing, and maybe they close that out that way, rather than no, yeah, you know what, that would be cool. Rather than having Gunther and Cody close it out, that bloodline will be the nice setup, the cherry to set up with. I mean, it's just chaos, where it leaves the people in Riyadh going, damn, we want more, like wildness. So, yeah, all right. I'm going to jump to Kevin Owens. I'm going to jump to Cody Gunther. Me personally, I would sway it to Gunther. He needs it more in terms of building him up as, that much tougher. Because I'm not sure. It might be WrestleMania. I don't know if we're ever going to get the Brock Lesnar match. That is like a big money match for him that could solidify him, especially if he takes the win. But yeah, Cody doesn't need any more accolades at this point because it's getting, for me, it's my opinion. The whole shit with Rock and WrestleMania, finishing the story and everything, that was almost like the ceiling of it as far as for Cody. And then how they've been booking him, it didn't push through the ceiling, despite, the bloodline stuff. But I don't think that this, you've already heard me talk about the KO stuff. So yeah, they could be elevating other people. So yeah, Gunther should be, and it's also leads. Actually, you know what you could do with this? Gunther wins, talks big shit, and then you have your WrestleMania match. So you can still have Rock and Roman bloodline, and then Cody, Gunther. I don't know if you want to combine the belts. I doubt that, but just, bragging rights, whatever. Yeah. But then again, now you got to deal with who's going to win the Royal Rumble, which would probably be Damian Priest, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting too deep in that. Let's move on. LA Knight, Andrade, Carmelo. I would put LA Knight over. Personally, I don't think, this is just me, I don't think that Andrade or Carmelo's win in Riyadh at Crown Jewel, for some reason, I just don't think that people are really going to remember them winning the titles there. But that's just me. I mean, to be honest, I forgot that Liv won the title in Riyadh against Becky, in that location. Aha. Sorry, I just saw another match. Sorry. Yeah, so I'd give it to LA Knight. Also, I'd give it to LA Knight with maybe a run back. I don't know if it will be a Survivor Series or they wait till December for another three-way with them, and then after that, I'll have to watch as the storyline progresses and make the decision as to who I would cap that off. But yeah, LA Knight for the win. Jade, Bianca versus Damage Control and Metaphor, or as I call the Metaphor Girls, with Chelsea and P. Right? Yes, I know her name is Piper. Okay, just relax. Usually, from what I've seen, or from my theory and my Steiner math, is this seems to be the only way that they're booking Jade and Bianca to lose, creating them as such a power force that it takes a team, more than one team, a crew of people to mix it up and have them, beat, or this is how they lose the titles because it's quadruple jeopardy because anyone can get pinned and the titles could change. As I stated in the earlier post, if it's me, I'm giving it to the Metaphor, Gals, Lash, and Jakara, just for the simple fact that it would just be interesting. It would be shocking for them to be able to take it over to NXT, and have them be able to, mix and match with the shows, even if it's just for a few weeks, and then they can lose the titles. And now that I'm thinking about this, they have one, two, three, four. Damn, if they had one more team, if they had the Casey's, this would have been cool to have them in an Elimination Chamber match. But maybe you save that um, for here in the States. You know what? If they even had the tights, this is why I don't like the fact that they made Elimination Chamber its own pay per view. I just never really liked that, and I've stated that before, because it should be as Mace says, it should be like Title Town. It should be on the move. It should be on the move. You should be able to set that up anywhere. But this would probably, with the Casey's, this would probably be a good um, match if this was in Elimination Chamber. Seth, this is the last one. Yeah, Seth and Bronson. Seth and Bronson, to me, I'm booking this. This could go either way. See, my thing is this. If Seth wins, it's not, I can't say it's not, but after Bronson did CVV and then also said to Pierce, I'm trying to show you that I'm a top guy. So for him to lose, it's all about how is he going to lose. Now, um, if you had um, Braun Strowman pop up again, and cause that to happen, cause Bronson to lose it, and then you can stretch this out into a triple threat, then that would kind of work for me. Because to me, as a booker, I'm looking at trying to get this to Royal Rumble. That's where we're trying to get to. For me, I don't know. I can't recall what they're doing for December. I just hope there's no more tables, ladders, and chairs. That's another one that should be put to bed, as far as pay-per-view titles go. But that buys you a little bit more time, and it also helps to continue to build Bronson. Me personally, like letting Seth win again. Yeah, it keeps him, you know, hot, if you want to say, but at the same time, it doesn't, does this de-elevate Bronson? So this is another match where, but then again, if Bronson wins, does this kind of come off as pushing Seth out the door? Like, oh, he's getting up there. He's been here for so long. Because at the end of the day, and this just goes back to, you just gonna keep hearing me say it, and I'll keep saying it. It's the brainwashing of the bullshit that they've done previously, and once they break out of that, then new things can evolve. We're seeing slowly new things evolve, but we can evolve past the old regime of, Seth has to win. John Cena's coming back, and John Cena now has to go on this full winning streak and all this shit. Like, you do know that he's leaving, right? He's not coming back. And if we're not putting over new people, then what the fuck is the sense in him coming back? I have no interest in him anyway, but I'm getting off of that. It just goes into this murky thing with, are we going to push new people? How do we push them even though they lose? Do they lose steam based off of, losing to the elder statesperson, it just gets murky. That's why when it comes with this, I would not just rather have a I would I would rather have something that's going to spill out where there is no definitive winner. So now maybe this goes into a cage match or goes into something that basically that it builds. You know, he how he took him out was very effective with the splashes, and then the backstage, chaos, and then just to end it right here, I just don't think that that's enough. This is something that they could kind of milk out, especially what do they have for Seth? Is he eventually after he Seth will play this? Seth wins, and now what happens? So now he's going to challenge Gunther, and now we're ready to drop. Let's keep in mind we're very close to Mania. Mania is going to be here with a snap of a finger right after we zip through December. Royal Rumble's here. So now it's who's winning the Rumble? Is it Seth? Is it Priest? Whatever. If not, now he goes to challenge Gunther, and now what's going to happen? Am I going to believe that they're going to switch hands? The titles are going to switch hands? To me, that's bad booking. That's just to me. So now he beats Reed, and now where does he go? Where's he go? Who's next? He's going to fight Braun Breaker. That's a possibility. And then after Braun Breaker, who's next? He's not. I don't see him wrestling Jay unless they have some other tournament. I mean, honestly, they've really been jacking a lot of New Japan stuff with all these tournaments. I don't know if anyone's really recognized. They've had a ish load of tournaments. Like, let's think about it. Who else outside of Bronson Reed on Raw is getting pushed? Braun Breaker now has a title. Jay's still in contention of that. Braun Strowman, they just pick and choose when they want to insert him in. So, who else is Seth going to brawl with at this point? When you look at it, like who else is not getting pushed? There are a lot of people that could be getting pushed. There are certain people that are sitting at home. Where the hell is the Wyatt Six? It's been what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks? They faced on the Creeds. What the fuck are we doing with Maxine? Because last I thought, she got beaten up on the table. I'm talking about when it meant something, folks. She got beaten up by Little Beth, laid out on the table, and I'm sitting there like, oh, they're gonna start pushing her, and yeah, they pushed her face right into the fucking sand and go, yeah, get behind Otis. So, like, what are we doing? You're not gonna push Otis, right? You could push one of the Creeds, and maybe Seth gets into with the taller Creed, especially after watching both those brothers get down and at Bloodsport. Maybe that could be a way. But you have them wrapped up as tag teams, so or as a tag team. So yeah, this seems like, for me, long story short, this would not have a definitive winner, and I'd milk this to, I don't even know if I would. Yeah, I mean, actually, Survivor Series could be something where they have a bigger match because you already have like the cages and everything, and that could be. They could have. Then again, you don't want to have a cage match when you already have Survivor Series. Especially if you're gonna. I just kind of figured something out, and I'm gonna. All right. You don't want to have a cage match with a singles cage match and then have Survivor Series. I guess you don't want to milk that unless they've already done it. I just can't recall. But I just had a thought, which is this would be interesting with the women's titles. It would be very interesting. Let's just say Bianca and play this, and they don't even have to come on top. Look, let's just say you have, you know, this same match and you bring it to Survivor Series. They run it back, you know, um, with these teams, and then maybe you add the KC a lot to what I said with the Elimination Chamber, because you don't really have any female factions um, that would lead up to, to team up, as for Survivor Series, where you had Damage Control, that whole faction. You don't have that. Everyone's they're just duos now, so that could also be a possibility. Liv versus Naya. Now, just watching the footage of NXT, I didn't see that part on actual NXT. I missed it. But what they showed at the kickoff, well, not the kickoff, but when they do their Friday, the day before the pay per view, whatever, the PLE, whatever, right? If they didn't show her get beaten up, then that more than likely is storyline. If they do show her getting beaten up, then I could believe it. Like that she's really out. But they've been doing, bringing in injuries as part of storyline, and they did it before with her arm being busted up. With that being said, I'm gonna go with she's really injured, and now you have to buy a little time. So how I would book this and fuck the whole shit up for everybody is, at first I was going to say, my initial thought before hearing about the injury was that Liv was definitely going to win, because Nia was queen of the ring, and now for her to get this, I didn't see it. But then with Liv stating that this is where she won her title, so I'm like, well, two major accomplishments have taken place in Riyadh. Anyhow, what I would do is this. When Nia does her finisher off the top rope, I would do something like that to Liv, with Raquel getting involved and smacking the hell out of Nia. Nia lands on top of Liv. Tiffy's music comes out. Tiffy runs out. Cash hits Raquel. Cashes in the money in the bank. Gets on top of them both. Gets both titles and gets the crown jewel. No one will see that coming. This does not have to be a long-term thing. It buys time. So if Rhea is really injured, or we're just putting her out for story purposes, now you have a December pay-per-view, I'll keep forgetting Survivor Series. But if you want to do a Survivor Series where you can have a three-way a triple threat match, Liv, Tiff, and Nia, where whomever wins. Let's just say you do something where there can be two pins in this match, just be a different. So whoever pins who gets that title, and that's it. So let's say you did Liv. Okay, so there's triple threat. Liv pins Tiff. She gets her belt back. Now you still have to go through Tiff versus Nia and finalize that. So now let's say Tiff beat Liv. She gets it. And then again, Tiff beats Nia. Then she keeps the belts. That mixes it up. That keeps it interesting. And no one would have ever seen this coming at Crown Jewel, period. And this buys you a little bit more time in case Shorty's really injured, then she can come back. And then let's say January. But then they're going to do who's going to win the Royal Rumble. This is why, we need to get rid of these motifs, and kind of mix it up. But that's for another conversation. But yeah, just regarding the winner of the whole thing, that's what I would do. But yeah, that wraps that up. Um, yeah, I'm out. Enjoy.